It's time for the final Lord of the Rings movie, Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. That's right, I finally wrapped up this movie, in time for the 20th anniversary. For those that followed me or subscribed to me, I didn't watch a single Lord of the Rings movie since I started the channel, but after 2 years, the trilogy of watching them has finally completed. So now, it's time to wrap up my review of Return of the King. Continuing where it left off, Frodo and Sam, along with Gollum, are making their way towards Mount Doom to destroy the One Ring. Meanwhile, the others, Gandalf, Aragorn, etc., join forces together against Sauron and his legions in Minas Tirith. With that aside, what did I think of the movie? It was epic. Plus, this is my favorite Lord of the Rings movie, even more than the other two. The story is more bigger and more epic, even more than the last one. The production design is still impressive. I don't know what else to say since these movies had great production design. Now, the characters I will talk about. Like before, I won't go through all of them, but I'll talk about the interesting ones. However, there's not many new characters in this one, since we already knew some of the characters in the last one. Gandalf is still great. He'll always be my favorite character in these movies. Frodo has gotten better in the last one. Sam has gotten better too. I mentioned in the last video that I said I hope he does great, and yeah, he does. He gets mad at Gollum by tricking Frodo for the ring because Gollum is possessing him, and even in the scene where he climbs up the mountain and lifts Frodo, man, I really love Sam in this movie. Another character that got a lot improved, and that is Pippin. While Merry is with the others, Pippin goes with Gandalf to the city of Minas Tirith to keep him safe from Sauron's forces. But I remember that scene that was legit creepy. But yeah, Pippin gotten better in this movie. The rest are about the same. I don't know what else to say about Aragorn, Theoden, etc. Gollum is still the trickster in the movie, trying to grab the ring from Frodo and avoiding Sam. And even at the end of the climax knows what's happened to Gollum. But I won't give it away for you guys. Now let's get to the moment you all been waiting for. And that is the fight for Gondor battle. Yeah, this has to be everyone's favorite scene in the movie, and yeah, mine is too. Do I need to explain it? Not all of it, but I can talk about a few. Not only that it's creative and the spectacle of it, but it was still epic. This is the best visual effects out of the 3 movies, and while it can be fake sometimes, I can live without it because it's still awesome to look. And yet, the build up and the payoff of the battle is amazing too. In fact, I like the build up even more better than the 2 towers, and even the fight too. You know what the battle reminds me of? It reminds me of Avengers Endgame. I mean, come on. That 3rd act in Endgame where the Marvel characters assemble and fight Thanos? That whole climax reminded me of the battle. But the one thing both Return of the King and Avengers Endgame have in common is they've earned it. Besides the amazing battle, the ending after does go on long. In fact, that's the only criticism in the movie. And while I keep it vague on the criticism in other Lord of the Rings movie, this one I wanted to mention. But yeah, they could have ended after Frodo and Sam in the volcano and not missed anything. But yeah, Return of the King is now my favorite Lord of the Rings movie, and this comes to no surprise at all. This has even more improvements over the other 2. More epic, more story, and more actions. Now, is this movie going to be in my favorite movies list? I will say this right now, it's in there, but not top 40 or 50. In fact, I'll make a promise that Return of the King will appear again in a future video, where I go through my favorite movies. I can't tell you when, but it will come before the end of my career. That is all for the review. Happy 20th anniversary. And I just want to say that I'm happy that I watched all 3 of the Lord of the Rings movies for the past couple years. Now I can finally move on to other reviews and so forth. Next movie review will come up on Christmas Eve, but what will it be? You'll find out. I will see you all then.